Меня зовут Feodor Blinnikov. Моя семья русская, но я американец. I've grown up in St. Cloud all my life. My family originally comes from the Soviet Union, and I've grown up with kind of two cultures at once. I've had to adjust to, living with Russian parents at home and just a family, speaking in Russian in the household, but then speaking in English outside of home. It's been hard, I guess, in a way, to kind of balance both things at once, but I've really come into it, and I think now it's a lot easier to be able to transition between English and Russian. My parents always emphasized well-roundedness. I started playing piano at age 5, and I always wanted to play the violin. I had this Russian picture book. It was just a bunch of different stories about a pig, and in one of them he got a violin, and I was like, you know what, I want to do that. When I was 6, my godmother bought me a violin and signed me up for lessons. So I couldn't really turn it down. Eventually, when I got into high school, I joined the orchestra. Up to that point, I'd only ever been playing solo, and this was a chance for me to get into ensemble. My older sister got involved in Apollo Theater. I remember I went to every single one of my older sister's shows. I loved the expressiveness that theater provided for people. And so yeah, I got in my first show, my first time trying, and I've been in every show since. On opening night, my first opening night, the atmosphere is just absolutely electric. You take a peek at the crowd in the house before the show starts. You're not supposed to do that, but I do it every time. You can see just how people are expecting, a good time. You and your fellow actors are ultimately the ones responsible for them getting that satisfaction. And then when you finally step out and your eyes adjust, you've got all this lighting from above, and then the house is just a sea of black and you can't see anything for the first few seconds. And you just start. Well, I've always been interested in math and physics, so I'm going to go into aerospace engineering if I can. Maybe someday work for NASA or in the private sector with airline companies or space privatization. But I would definitely like to keep acting and playing music if I can. I think it's an important aspect of everyone's life to be able to perform and to be able to show the world really what you're capable of. Performance is important. There is one thing. I'd like to be able to reject the Nobel Prize. What would that be like? To be able to say that you dedicated your life to it, and then just to be able to say, well, it's not my prize, it's the prize of everybody. I can't accept it because I didn't do it for me. I did it for the world. Will that ever happen? No, but it's good to dream.